session of Call Any. I am Urooj Aslam, Instructor at GCT Multan, and today we will dive into a topic that affects students, teachers, professionals, and lifelong learners. The topic is how to improve focus and concentration. In a world full of distractions, staying mentally sharp has become a real challenge. So today, with ChatGPT, we will explore practical strategies, science-backed tips, and daily habits that can help anyone build stronger focus and deeper concentration. Let's begin our conversation. Hello, Maya. What exactly is focus and how is it different from concentration?
Okay. So distractions, right? It's kind of wild how easily our brains get pulled in a million directions. I think a big part of it is just constant everything is now. Like there used to be downtime, moments where your mind could just wander and that actually helped with focus. Now it's just a fire hose of information. From what I've picked up though, it's not really about eliminating distractions entirely. That's kind of impossible, but more about training your brain to filter them out, or at least not let them totally derail you.
Okay. Why do so many people today struggle with staying focused?
Honestly, I think it's a combo of things. We're all overloaded with information, like I mentioned. Social media is designed to be addictive, giving little dopamine hits every few seconds, which rewires our brains to crave that constant stimulation. Then there's the pressure to be always on, always available, always productive. That creates a lot of anxiety, which makes focusing even harder. But it's also kind of a cultural thing, I think. We celebrate multitasking, even though research shows it's actually really inefficient.
Okay. How
It feels
Okay, Maya, how does the brain process attention and distractions?
okay. So, from what I understand, and I'm relying on what I've read, of course, um, it's not like you have one focus center in your brain. It's more like a network. Your prefrontal cortex is key for sustained attention, helping you prioritize and filter out irrelevant stuff. You've got other areas like the anterior cingulate cortex that monitor for conflict, like a distraction popping up. When it detects something potentially interesting, it kind of hijacks your attention. It's like your brain is constantly scanning for what's new and potentially important, because that's what helped us survive as a species. Problem is, now a notification ping is interpreted as potentially important too. It's a system that worked great for avoiding predators, but not so much for writing a report.
Okay. What role does sleep play in maintaining focus?
Sorry, transcription hiccups. Yeah, sleep is huge. Like massively important. When you sleep, your brain consolidates memories and clears out metabolic waste. Basically, it recharges. If you're sleep deprived, your prefrontal cortex, that focus center we talked about, doesn't function as well. Your brain gets sluggish, you're more easily distracted, and your emotional regulation goes out the window.
Okay.
It's not just about the amount of sleep either. Consistent sleep patterns are crucial. Your brain likes predictability. So going to bed and waking up around the same time each day, even on weekends, can really help improve focus. It's kind of boring advice, I know, but it's effective.
Okay. How does
Yeah.
hydration and dehydration affect mental clarity?
Okay. So your brain is about 73% water. Seriously, even mild dehydration can impact cognitive function. Like a 1 to 3% fluid loss can impair things like attention, memory, and mood. When you're dehydrated, blood volume decreases, which means your brain gets less oxygen. It's kind of like trying to run a car engine with not enough oil. It'll sputter and won't perform at its best. Plus, dehydration can cause headaches and fatigue, which obviously aren't helpful for concentration. It's one of those things that seems so simple, but people really underestimate how much it affects everything.
Okay. How can students strengthen their attention span?
All right, students. First, ditch the multitasking myth. Seriously, it doesn't work. Trying to do two things at once just splits your attention and makes you less efficient at both. Instead, try time blocking. Dedicate specific blocks of time to specific tasks. Like, okay, for the next 45 minutes, I'm just going to focus on reading this chapter. Then, when the timer goes off, take a short break. Also, practicing mindfulness can be really helpful. Even just a few minutes of daily meditation can improve attention and emotional regulation. And this is a tough one, but limiting distractions, putting your phone on Do Not Disturb, closing unnecessary tabs on your computer is essential. It's about creating an environment that supports focus, not fights against it.
Okay. Are there specific foods that boost concentration?
Um, yeah, actually, there are, it's not about a single superfood, but more about a consistent diet that supports brain health. Things rich in omega-3 fatty acids, like salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds, are great for brain function. Also, with a like whole grains, fruits, and vegetables, provide a steady release of energy, which helps maintain focus. Basically, you want to avoid those big sugar spikes and crashes. And of course, staying hydrated is key. Water, herbal teas. Caffeine can be helpful in moderation, but too much can actually increase anxiety and make it harder to concentrate. It's really about fueling your brain with the right stuff consistently.
Okay. What are some common mistakes people make that weaken focus?
Oof, lots. A big one is trying to do too much at once, the multitasking thing again. Also, not prioritizing tasks. Never get to the source. Another mistake is not taking enough breaks. Your brain needs downtime to recharge. Working for hours on end without a break is just going to lead to burnout. Also, a lot of people underestimate the impact of their environment. If you're trying to work in a noisy, cluttered space, it's going to be way harder to focus. And finally, people often don't get enough physical activity. Exercise improves blood flow to the brain and releases endorphins, which can boost mood and concentration. It's easy to get stuck in a cycle of sitting and staring at a screen, but moving your body is crucial for mental clarity.
Okay. How effective is the Pomodoro technique for enhancing focus?
I have heard pretty good things about it, actually. The idea 25 minutes of focused work followed by a 5-minute break seems to really tap into how our brains work best. It breaks tasks down into manageable chunks, which makes them less daunting, and the regular breaks prevent mental fatigue. It also creates a sense of urgency, which can help you stay on track. A lot of people find that knowing a break is coming makes it easier to push through difficult tasks. It's not a magic bullet, obviously, but it's a simple and effective technique that a lot of people swear by. It kind of forces you to be intentional with your time, which is helpful in itself.
Okay. How does nutrition influence focus throughout the day?
Okay, so your breakfast is kind of key. Skipping it sets you up for an energy crash later on. Something with protein and complex carbohydrates, like oatmeal with berries and nuts, provides a sustained release of energy. Throughout the day, consistent blood sugar levels are what you're aiming for. Small, frequent meals or snacks are better than large, infrequent ones. And like we said earlier, avoid sugary drinks and processed foods. They give you a quick boost, but then you crash. Also, certain nutrients are particularly important for brain function. Omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and B vitamins all play a role. Basically, what you eat directly impacts your brain's ability to function optimally throughout the day. It's not just about willpower, it's about giving your brain the fuel it needs.
Okay, thank you so much, Maya, for sharing these powerful insights. Today's discussion highlighted that focus isn't a talent, it's a skill that we can all build through discipline, healthy habits, and the right environment. To all my listeners, I encourage all students, educators, and professionals to apply these tips in their daily life routines. Remember, small changes lead to big improvements. Stay focused, stay
All right.
consistent, and keep growing. Allah Hafiz.